Hey guys, where I'm standing right now, Mount Rainier is just large and in charge right there in front of right in the middle of the screen. Can you see it? Of course you can't see it because you backed off at 22 millimeters. But if I zoom the camera, this is how my eyes see it. Right there. A third. I have to zoom in the barrel a full third before you get to see what I see with my eyes back here. How come this isn't... How come no one cares about this? It's so screwed up. How can anyone not care about that? Like...
It's crazy. Yeah, there's what the mountain looks
see
like.
See the leaves now. You can see the changes in the leaves.
We can see the
That's what we're seeing.
trees.
And look at the damn barrel. It's 1/3 out. Like 30% of the camera is useless. Is that 1/3, right? Always popping up. So we're half a mile away from where we just were, right? This is for us later.
Yeah, we're half.
Oh, it doesn't look big here. Like, there it is. Does that look like it looks to us right there? Gotta really look.
Yeah.
Okay, where's the barrel? Third?
Yep, here to third again.
And watch this coming back.
It says it's at 200 millimeters.
That's how far it pushes it off.
You don't even can't even tell it's even there. You can't even tell.
We have misinterpreted our perceptions before. We used to think the Earth is flat because it looks that way. Pythagoras discovered that we were wrong. Then we thought that the Earth is the unmoving center of the universe, again because it looks that way. Copernicus and Galileo discovered, again, that we were wrong. Galileo then wondered if we might be misinterpreting our experiences in other ways. He wrote, "I think that tastes, odors, colors, and so on reside in consciousness. Hence, if the living creature were removed, all these qualities would be annihilated." Now that's a stunning claim. Could Galileo be right? Could we really be misinterpreting our experiences that badly? What does modern science have to say about this? Well, neuroscientists tell us that about a third of the brain's cortex is engaged in vision.
Well, neuroscientists tell us that about a third of the brain's cortex is engaged in vision.
Is one of those things that's really hard to define because, you know, in the consumer world, everyone's always just like, we want more resolution, we want better sharpness.
We want 8K.
Exactly. The thing is like what gives it a cinematic look is it's not like it's really hard to describe because like pixels and stuff, the number of pixels is you can count that. It's like something you can explain and it's easy to comprehend.
Yeah.
The cinematic look is very hard to explain. Yeah, I mean, like if you watch a Hollywood movie on your iPhone in standard definition, you look at it and you go, that looks really good. I'm watching it in 360p, but it looks fantastic. So it's one of those things, it's kind of hard to explain what gives like Arri and Red cameras that cinematic look, but as soon as you look through this viewfinder, you immediately see it. You're like, wow, this, like everything looks nice and creamy, like skin tones look so good. I don't know if it's dynamic range, if it's color science or whatever, but there's some magic voodoo in here. Something's going on.
So the short answer is it's magic.
Yeah, exactly.
We get a lot of people in the store and they're saying, oh, I've got my kit lens, but I want wider. I want to get more picture. I want to get, you know, a wider frame. And what I really want to get across, what's always most important to consider when you're buying lenses is it's not just about framing. It's not about what kind of rectangle you're going to get. That rectangle always stays the same. It's really actually about perspective. And what those ultra wide angles do is they increase that sense of three-dimensionality. They push the background much farther away. They bring the foreground closer, and you get this abstraction of reality, this expansion of depth. And of course, when the viewer sees that in a photograph, they're just going to take it as face value. They're going to say, wow, that's just what it looked like. So when you look at these shots here, it really gives you a really fun opportunity to make things in the foreground large and make things in the background go far, far off, like this pathway. At the same time, though, when you look at photographs like this here, you can see that sometimes when you go wider, even though you're getting more in the picture, you're also pushing things back so far away that they lose a lot of the majesty and a lot of the impact that they had earlier. So I guess all I would say is buying these ultra wides, they are very versatile. They go through an ultra wide to fairly normal wide angle range, and they're excellent landscape lenses, but don't always be tempted to go as wide as possible.
Guys, you are looking at, we're going to be able to do something here with this scene, but first let me back up all the way. That tower you're going to see in a second here, I don't know if you can see it in the picture there, it's kind of hard to see in the small screen here, but I can see it clearly with my eyes, is 3 miles away. You're going to see another tower, which is a skinnier white tower, which is another mile beyond that one. And you're going to see a couple of apartment buildings, or factory buildings, I don't know what they are. They look like apartment buildings. I can see them clear as day with my eyes right now. But they're right next to the smaller white tower, about 5 miles away from me. And then in the background, you're going to see Hull. So right there, you see those apartment buildings. Let me get... That's how big they look to my eyes. Take that in. Now, I'm going to zoom in some more till I got the tower right there. Okay, the big tower on the left is 3 miles away from me. The white tower in the middle, I believe, is about 4 miles away. We'll check these, okay? I'm not exact. We'll get it exact on the computer. The apartment building on the right-hand side there is near, it's like across the street from that white tower, about 4.5, about 5 miles away. You see Hull in the background there? You see all those houses plain as day, guys? First of all, we're going to be able to take this scene and show you what the cone is looking like. But realize when I zoom out, things start to collapse. So now we're only on a corner of the apartment building and the white tower, and then we have the buildings, the houses, and further collapsing. And you see that tower right there? That's someone's lookout on their house, guys. I believe that is. I'm not sure that's a structure by the town or what have you, but just realize what the camera's doing. We're collapsing in. Okay, so from side to side, I'm in on what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 properties side to side. What are we about? 400 or 500 feet from side to side at 12 miles away? Really? Miles away, and we're in on about 500 feet. That white tower and building to the right there are about 4.5 miles away. That big tower on the left is 3 miles from me, so that's closer. You see how everything's stacked long? Okay, so side to side we're seeing nothing, but the length, we're just squashing everything. Guys, this is how our eyes see. When we're looking through the camera and we're looking through all this media, but it's not the way our eyes see in the real world. Let me get these objects appearing to what my eyes see them. Let me open my screen here. Okay, that is about how big I'm seeing those buildings. Let's see what Boston looks like. Now I can see Boston at the same time I can see the John Hancock building while I'm looking at that tower right in the middle of the screen. Okay, I got the dual view camera here, and I'm gonna zoom this side 3 times zoom how my eyes see it. It's 3.5 times zoom, guys, and that's how I'm seeing it today. So when you look at the city in the right hand side and you see the John Hancock building way down there in the middle of the screen, and you compare it to the left-hand side. The left-hand side is how I see the buildings. Okay? So I'm going to swing this and catch a jet coming by and show you how my eyes see it versus how the camera picks up on it, okay? So I'll try to do that as gently as possible. Okay. The picture on the right is the 24 millimeter, and on the left is how the size I see that plane. I believe there is a clear difference, guys. By zooming in and showing the size of the object, I can't show you the ground or anything else. And please keep in mind that the right hand side is not even half of what I see with my eyes in the great picture, in the grand scheme of things. In the left is how I see one object the size, but I see twice as much as the right hand side. Okay? I hope that makes sense to everyone. So there it is, what it looks like in relation to the ground. It's a mile past me now, but you can't even see it in the right hand side, guys. Let's get the next one. Actually, let's get a hawk flying by. In the left hand side is how I saw it, and I don't even know if you could see it in the other side. Again, comparable views by the sun. Right hand side, 24 millimeter. Left hand side, how I see it with my eyes, the size I see it. Let me take this to see the tower, the big fat tower. It's That's how I see it with my eyes, guys. That's the size right there. And then you see Marina Bay Apartments. Oh, here comes the hawk. Flying right by me. Enjoying the breeze. So you see what both cameras do to that hawk, right? Left-hand side is how I see it. Right-hand side is 24 millimeter. Probably can't even see the bird anymore. I'm following it with the left hand. He's just enjoying the breezes. Let me swing it back. That tower. I was going to show you Marina Bay Apartments. That's how I see it with my eyes. See the right-hand side? Not even close. I love this feature. To show you exactly how the size I see things and the sky and everything else at the same time.